Welcome to the World Rally Championship. Brace yourselves for the planet's most extreme motorsport as we take you through the thrills and spills of the 2004 season. Covering hundreds of competitive stages in 16 different countries and across 5 continents, the WRC is the ultimate test of man and machine. Competing on ice, snow, tarmac and gravel, the winner of this championship can claim to be the best driver in the world. Drivers are pitted against the clock over special stages that can incorporate high-speed jumps, hairpins and even water crossings. Reigning world champion Petter Solberg won the driver's title last year in 2003 with Subaru and stays with the team as their #1, looking for another title this year. He's joined by the promising young Finn, Mikko Hirvonen. The drivers compete on all terrains, such as the rough car-braking gravel in Greece, smooth, high-speed asphalt in Germany, and treacherous, slippy ice and snow in Sweden. Citroën keep 2 of last year's drivers, with 2003 runner-up Sebastian Loeb partnered by the hugely experienced Carlos Sainz. After winning the manufacturer's title in their first full season, Citroën and Loeb will now be determined to show that they can take the driver's title as well. The backdrops to the championship are awe-inspiring, with the sheer drops of Monte Carlo, New Zealand's wild and rugged roads, and the lunar landscapes of Argentina. Peugeot return with a completely new car this year, but hold on to 2-times world champion Marcus Grönholm. Joined by Freddie Loix, the team will be hoping that the new 307 will be the car to beat in 2004. But it won't be easy. They'll have to negotiate the twists and turns and burning temperatures of Cyprus, Finland's flat-out blind crests, and the gruelling muddy forests of Wales. Ford makes up the last of the big 4. Marco Martin and Francois Duval will be doing all they can to make sure the Blue Oval is at the top of the standings this year. Co-drivers guide the drivers through the stages, allowing the phenomenal speeds of up to 200 kilometers per hour, as seen in the outback of Australia. Avoiding the ruts and rocks in Mexico, and they're crucial in unfamiliar territories such as Japan, another new addition to the WRC Tour. Mitsubishi start this year with asphalt ace Gil Finizzi driving the #1 car, while Gigi Galli, Christian Solberg and Danny Sola will share the second seat. Skoda are set to return later in the season, with German star Armin Schwarz and Finland's Tony Gardemeister as their lead drivers. Weather, landscape and varying surfaces go to make the World Rally Championship the most fantastic motorsport spectacle. Tough on drivers and cars alike, all you have to do is sit back and watch. Hold on to your seat.
The first stop on the rally calendar is Monte Carlo, and whilst the town was a picture of serenity, up in the mountains a lethal mixture of snow, ice and tarmac awaited rallying's greatest. However, the popularity of the Monte saw too many spectators flood into the first stage and it had to be cancelled. Stage 2 saw reigning world champion Petter Solberg eventually get things underway. On stage 9, Rally Monte Carlo really bared its teeth. Carlos Sainz, who was lying 5th, retired after this collision with the rock face. While Subaru's Mikko Hirvonen's rally also ended abruptly. Marcus Grönholm had problems with the team's all-new 4-speed gearbox, stuck in 3rd, 3 kilometers from the end of the stage.
FX for Timo. We still have 3 kilometers to go and we have only gear number 3. How can we switch manually?
Timo Raitiainen had to push the car into service, where the mechanics were able to solve the problem. But it would be Grönholm's tyre choice and not the broken gearbox that would open the door for Sebastian Loeb. He won every stage on day 2. With his lead up to nearly a minute and a half, he was disappearing over the horizon. On day 2, Marco Martin would end the day in third, despite experiencing visibility problems.
Come on, you can see more than that. And the 3 plus right.
He said he was getting sort of snowblind, and that was the problem. He couldn't see it, I could see it. And I said to him at one point, come on, you can see more than this, and he told me to off, so I guess he couldn't.
Never having gone well in Monte Carlo, Petter Solberg seemed happy to settle for 5th, and the 4 points that come with it.
Opens extra long, tightens 3 plus, 16, slow short 3 right. De Brogan, yeah, 20, tight hairpin left.
But that crash on the way up the Col de Turini meant that both the Mitsubishi of Gilles Panizzi and the Peugeot of Freddie Loix would finish above him on the leaderboard. Solberg was just hoping to make it to the finish. Here he's passed by Marcus Grönholm on his way to 4th position, a sound debut for the 307. On the final stage, Duval had been ahead of Marco Martin at every split. Team orders now took over to ensure Martin finished ahead of him, ensuring a Ford 2nd and 3rd. But all this was of little concern to Sébastien Loeb. He had dominated since stage 6 and recorded his 2nd successive Monte Carlo victory. So here's confirmation of Loeb's resounding win. He makes the first strike in the battle to become drivers' champion, while Ford will also be celebrating their 2nd and 3rd places. But for now, Sébastien Loeb was the king of Monte Carlo.
Monte Carlo winner and championship leader Sébastien Loeb was first on the road. Normally this would be a disadvantage, but the lack of fresh snow meant that on day 1, the icy racing line was already clear for him. Marcus Grönholm looked intent on making it 4 wins here, as he led after the first 2 stages.
We have steering problem, no power steering.
But on stage 3, the Peugeot's power steering failed and he plummeted to 7th. But Petter Solberg had other worries.
Petter, you're looking a bit worried. What's the problem? The response doesn't work on the car now. So we have to drive without the extra boost on the car, and they tried to sort it out, but it's impossible.
Down on acceleration meant that he'd be down on time, and it showed going through the stage. And with this off-piste excursion, he lost another 60 seconds.
Come on, come! Good lads. Okay, that way. 80. Flat right of a crest, into 6 left of a crest.
Carlos Sainz had a skirmish with a snowbank. And that left his radiator blocked with snow. And with his Citroën beginning to overheat, Sainz was forced to stop, so that co-driver Mark Marty could clear the blockage. And Ford's François Duval got too close to the snowbanks as well. He beached his car on stage 9, dropping more than 43 minutes. Marco Martin had been immune to the ever-changing fortunes of his rivals, maintaining a level lead over Loeb throughout the second morning. On stage 11, he approaches the same corner where Solberg had gone off. Braking his rear left wheel, any chance of victory was gone.
Push. John, looks like we've knocked a wheel off. We're blocking the road at the moment, blocking the road.
Justifying Ford's decision to use Finland's Jani Tuohino as their number 2 driver for this event. His experience in the snow had seen him move through the ranks to fight for 4th position with Carlos Sainz. But on the penultimate stage, the Sainz curse struck again when his Citroën lost a cylinder. Game, set and match, Tuohino. So the final few corners led to what was an historic victory for Loeb, the first non-Scandinavian to win the Swedish Rally in its 50-year history.
He's the first non-Scandinavian to win is very nice, because it proves that there are not only the Scandinavians who can go fast in this kind of roads.
So here's confirmation of Loeb's historic victory. The gap to second place Marcus Grönholm, 46.4 seconds.
As the Rally Carnival arrived in Mexico, the question on everybody's lips was how to stop Sébastien Loeb. First into the stages, the Frenchman was straight into the groove with 2 stage wins on the opening day. But this impact damaged the sump guard, resulting in a loss of oil pressure. Despite roadside repairs, he was forced to retire. Petter Solberg was starting to look like the man to beat. With 2 stage wins under his belt, he was pushing hard for a third on day 1's final stage. Perhaps a little too hard. Solberg was lucky to escape with relatively minor damage and also with his rally lead intact. But back in service, the Norwegian's luck was to run out. A flat battery in the Subaru forced Solberg to push his car through the time control. But he received illegal assistance, resulting in a 5-minute time penalty and ending any hope of a Mexico win. Meanwhile, Marcus Gronholm's worst fears were being realised.
We have no power steering.
What's wrong? No guess, no power steering. And we have 2 long stages to go. I'm fed up with this car.
Teammate Harry Rovanperä, brought in to replace the disappointing Freddie Loix, had been in a promising 5th position when a broken steering arm compounded Peugeot's problems. Struggling out of the stage on 3 wheels, the Finn made it back to service but lost 16 minutes in the process. A mix-up for Carlos Sainz in service meant that he had to compete with tyres he'd just used. Then, this roll blew the Spaniard's chances, costing him over a minute and with it 2nd place.
Corre, Mark! Oi! Corre! Push, push, push! Push, 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 push!
Marco Martin had taken the lead on stage 7, and following Sainz's problems, teammate Francois Duval inherited 2nd place. And so, with the rest of the field out of the picture and the 2 Fords keeping out of trouble, Marco Martin would become the first ever WRC Rally Mexico winner. And with Duval in 2nd, it would also be a Ford 1-2. In the Drivers' Championship, that win puts Martin level on points with Loeb. This would be a rally to remember for Marco Martin and the Blue Oval.
For the 4th round of the World Rally Championship, the rollercoaster ride comes to Rally New Zealand. It will be one to forget for Mitsubishi. Their New Zealand experience would last barely 3 competitive minutes. Both Gilles Panizzi and Christian Solberg retiring after the first run through Thursday night's Super Special stage. With 3 wins in New Zealand already, Marcus Gronholm was looking to equal Carlos Sainz's 4 after taking the lead from Petter Solberg on stage 5. This roll, though, was to hinder the Big Finn. The damage was largely cosmetic, but more than 30 seconds were lost. Gronholm dropped to 3rd, and problems with his launch control heralded the return of the Peugeot's gremlins. On day 2, Francois Duval's attempts to catch 5th place Loeb went up in dust on stage 12.
2 in, it's 70, and go right 90, 2 in.
Co-driver Stéphane Prévost couldn't get the stricken warm ball to pull over and let them past, losing the pair 30 seconds and 6th place. Stage 20 would prove to be full of drama too. Francois Duval lost a wheel after hitting a rock. He would lose over 18 minutes while he made repairs. Same corner, and Harry Rovanperä went off as well.
Short hairpin left, double tighten.
Next through, Petter Solberg, and he hits trouble and loses the lead. Handed a 1.9-second lead, Gronholm could afford no more mistakes. However, a jammed handbrake on the next stage caused this spin, and around 15 seconds in the lead were lost.
Okay, we had a spin on the stage in the start and we lost already 20 seconds.
On the final stage, Gronholm went fastest, but would Solberg be able to go quick enough to retain the top spot?
Long, 20's long, 20.
They will do it or not?
The team's reaction tells the story. In the end, Solberg's winning margin was just 5.9 seconds over Gronholm in second. Marco Martin was third. Martin's 6 points here would see him take the lead from Loeb in the Drivers' Championship.
The party island of Cyprus next played host to the WRC. Petter Solberg made the first move, looking for a repeat of his win in New Zealand. He won 2 of the morning stages, taking an early lead, but not for long. Debris scooped up by a damaged front bumper was blocking his radiator, causing the Subaru to overheat, losing him a massive 10 minutes in the process. Of the early Cyprus casualties, Ford's Francois Duval would go no further than stage 1. That was the sound of his front left wheel falling off. Both Mitsubishis made it through day 1, but not the second day. Transmission problems ending the rally for Gilles Panizzi and Christian Solberg. Day 2 would be one to forget for Harry Rovanperä as well. A gearbox problem on stage 7 meant that he could not select second gear when downshifting, vital for the slow and twisty corners of Cyprus. But for once, teammate Marcus Gronholm was problem-free. He was leading the rally. With nothing to lose, Petter Solberg was giving it everything in an attempt to get back into the points, often right on the limit. This is his teammate Mikko Hirvonen at the same corner. He will be looking to learn from Petter this season, but that lesson was one to forget. It looked like the battle to watch would be that for second place between Loeb and Martin, but the fireworks hoped for didn't materialise. The need to bank crucial championship points taking precedence over getting involved in a potentially car-damaging duel, Loeb held on to second. So it was Marcus Gronholm who would take his first win of the season and the 307's maiden victory since its launch in Monte Carlo this year.
Stage is clear for Marcus.
Much to the delight of the team. But as the champagne was being sprayed, the validity of the result was being called into question. Checks by the scrutineers suggested that the Peugeot 307s were fitted with non-standard water pumps, thus breaking FIA rules. Both Marcus Gronholm and Harry Rovanperä were excluded, so here is the amended result. Loeb now the winner, his third victory of the season, and Marco Martin and Carlos Sainz promoted to second and third respectively. Loeb also assumes the lead in the Drivers' Championship, with Gronholm relegated to fourth. While in the Manufacturers' Championship, Peugeot's deducted points see them slip behind Subaru.
In Greece, Peugeot boss Corrado Provera spoke his mind about his team's disqualification in Cyprus.
Will we give up? Never.
Returning to the WRC fold was Skoda after a year's development sabbatical, but it wasn't a happy return. Armin Schwartz retired with suspension failure, and teammate Tony Gardemeister fared little better, electrical problems bringing an end to his rally, both out on day 1. Mitsubishi's bad luck was also continuing. On his first event for the team, Daniel Sola damaged his suspension on stage 2. Trying to make it back to service, he pulled over on stage 3 to let Roman Cresta past. The Czech Republic driver couldn't see him though. This crash took both drivers out of the rally. Starting the event just 1 point off the championship lead, and with Ford looking for their 5th straight win on this event, expectations were high for Marco Martin. However, Martin was soon caught out on the slippery gravel. A big drop-off ensuring he would leave Greece empty-handed. The Acropolis was living up to its reputation as a car breaker, and on stage 4, Carlos Sainz damaged his suspension, losing him more than 20 minutes. After a fairly unspectacular first day, finishing just inside the top 10, things were about to get worse for Mikko Hirvonen. The damage from this roll was enough to end his rally. But there were no such worries for teammate Petter Solberg. Keeping out of trouble, it was plain sailing for Petter, as 5 stage wins saw him take a comfortable lead. Day 2 saw attention shift to the battle for second place. Trying to make up time lost on day 1, Marcus Gronholm was perhaps pushing a little too hard. A big impact on the first stage of the day damaged the rear suspension. and roadside repairs weren't enough to see him through to the next stage. On the final day, Francois Duval had been looking to get into the battle for second with Sébastien Loeb and Harry Rovanperä, but this overshoot saw him settle for fourth. Up ahead, Loeb quickly set about reeling in Rovanperä, and by stage 19 he'd closed the gap to just 0.3 of a second, and another fastest time on stage 20 put him just 6.2 seconds in front of the Finn going into the final stage. And Rovanperä could do nothing about it. Second place would be Loeb's. Petter Solberg had increased his lead to nearly 1 minute, but it was discovered that he'd run the final stages of the day with no rear mud flaps. A small offence, but a relatively big 30-second penalty cut his lead in half. A faultless drive saw his championship back on track, though. And the team could joke about what could have been a costly error.
Has been some fight. How was that? With or without mud flaps, it doesn't matter. It worked very well, and I must say, really happy.
So here's confirmation of the result. Solberg gets his second win of the season, with Loeb in second and Harry Rovanperä getting his first podium of the year.
Round 7 and the sun-drenched coastline around Antalya played host to the Rally of Turkey. Sébastien Loeb took to the stages as road sweeper, but fortunately the Frenchman was aided by overnight rain, which made the conditions very slippery for everybody running behind him. On stage 4, Petter Solberg had a tough encounter with a water splash, damaging the front end of his Impreza. Marco Martin had hoped for some big points in Turkey, but a catalogue of technical problems left his Ford Focus almost an hour off the pace. Hoping to repeat his podium of last year, the young Belgian Francois Duval faced his own dramas. On stage 9, he hit a rock at speed and crunched the front right wheel of his Focus. Things get even worse on stage 11 with a broken drive shaft. Harry Rovanperä had mixed fortunes. He'd been as high as 4th overall, but his challenge would end when his 307's gear change mechanism failed. Rally leader Sébastien Loeb was also having problems. A stall at the start of stage 9 was followed by this one near the end. This gave Marcus Gronholm a shot at the lead, but he was having his own difficulties of a very bizarre nature. A metal rod tore through the bottom of the 307 and straight through co-driver Timo Rautiainen's seat.
Stop because it came some stone or something through Timo's seat. Up in the Timo.
Things didn't get much better when he was forced to use the manual gear shift once again, and he also suffered a blown tyre on the final stage of the rally. Despite his tribulations, Petter Solberg could not beat Gronholm to second place. The Norwegian was to grace the podium once again and preserved his record of scoring points on every rally so far this year. But after 17 stages, Sébastien Loeb had held off everyone and picked up his 4th win of the year and his first ever genuine win on gravel. Despite returning to the service park on 3 wheels.
I won on tarmac, I won on snow, and only on gravel I never won, so it's my real first victory on gravel, and for that I'm very pleased.
So here's the result. Sébastien Loeb wins by a margin of 26.2 seconds from Marcus Gronholm. Carlos Sainz finishes a creditable 4th.
Argentina is always one of the most colourful events of the season and is also known for its huge crowds and water splashes. Petter Solberg had a problem with water splashes in Turkey. Here he decided to reduce his entry speeds by 30 km per hour, but to no avail. The Subaru scooped up water, badly damaging the engine. Solberg and Mills made it to the end of the stage, but despite their best efforts, the Impreza was going no further. Marco Martin came to Argentina desperate to get back into the championship battle. The Estonian was maybe too aggressive on stage 5, 6th gear and almost 170 kilometres per hour, and things went wrong. It was a massive impact, but Martin only had to spend one night in hospital as a precautionary measure, testament to the strength of the Ford Focus.
I have absolutely no idea what's happened. We were coming flat out up this hill and there was a small jump here, but it's kicked the back end of the car up unbelievably, and we've landed on the roof and gone end over end, and I don't know where I am at the minute.
Carlos Sainz had been chasing rally leader Marcus Gronholm throughout days 1 and 2. By stage 18, he'd managed to close the gap to just 12.9 seconds. The last time Marcus Gronholm won a rally was in Argentina over 14 months before, but the Finn's season of bad luck wasn't to change. On stage 19, a huge protruding rock broke the Peugeot suspension, in turn damaging the engine and ending Gronholm's rally. Sainz was now the rally leader.
Okay, we have hit a stone on the road and front right wheel is damaged and we are stopped on the stage.
Harry Rovanperä had an uphill battle on the first day, struggling with no power steering, but he managed to get the car back in one piece and in 5th. Subaru team boss David Lapworth had said he wanted Mikko Hirvonen to up the pace. On stage 23 he won his first ever WRC stage, ending 4th overall. And Francois Duval didn't disappoint either. He was more than happy to have achieved a 3rd place finish on only his 2nd visit to Argentina. With 4 wins under his belt, Sebastian Loeb couldn't be ruled out of winning here. But despite a problem with the Citroën's differentials, he managed 2nd place, consolidating his advantage at the top of the championship table. But this was to be an historic event for Carlos Sainz. He came home in 1st position, the 26th win of his career, a WRC record.
What does it mean to you to have your 26th victory?
Well, you know, I won here 13 years ago and I'm still winning. It's a very good feeling when you are 42 years old.
The margin between Loeb and Sainz at the end was over a minute and a half, with Duval, Hirvonen and Rovanperä even further back.
Rally Finland, always one of the highlights of the year. Subaru were hoping Petter Solberg could go one better than his 2nd place finish here last year. But the Norwegian had the flu and it showed as he was off the pace on the first morning. But he would soon be able to retire to his sickbed. Out of the rally on stage 4.
Is the reason that you went off today because you're just not fit enough to be doing this?
If you're going to perform 100% and in the World Championship you have to be top form, and it seems like maybe that is the small minus of my concentration maybe on this rally, and that's enough to destroy it.
Teammate Mikko Hirvonen is still trying to impress his team management and show what he's really made of. But it all went wrong on stage 10 for him, the short spectator stage. The fastest man from the outset was Harry Rovanperä. He looked to be firmly in charge, but Finland is famous for its high speeds and there's no room for error, as the early rally leader found out. The man fighting for the lead alongside Rovanperä had been Sebastian Lindholm, Marcus Gronholm's cousin, but he was caught out on the first run through on Empoya. Marcus fared better, assuming the lead after Rovanperä's crash, and even with a broken gearbox, he was 5th fastest on stage 14.
Turn 3 gears, 3 gears, whole stage. Look at the time. You can tell Corrado now at 3 it's enough.
Christian Solberg was the fastest of the Mitsubishis until he too fell victim to the Finnish roller coaster roads when his brakes failed on the 2nd run through on Empoya. Skoda were back in competition for the first time since the Acropolis Rally, with local driver Jani Parsonen. His 6th position proved his potential and that the Fabia can be competitive. Citroën struggled through day 1, with both drivers unhappy with the Saris setup. But as the weekend progressed, so did the speed. Sainz would come back from his slow start to finish 3rd, not the first time he's been on the podium in Finland. Ford had drafted in home driver Jana Chuahino as their 2nd nominated driver to score manufacturers' points. and this decision was paying off. Finishing 5th rewarded Ford's faith in him. Ford's number 1 driver, Marco Martin, was suffering from impaired vision after his accident in Argentina. That, however, didn't stop the Estonian. He finished a comfortable 2nd. Peugeot knew their hopes were in safe hands, as Gronholm has won here 3 times before, and he didn't disappoint. Although he did give his team a few hard flutters with this near off on one of the final corners of the rally. But this would be the 307's maiden victory. No one was going to take this one away from them. So here's confirmation of the result. Gronholm takes 1st place with Martin and Sainz completing the podium lineup. Sebastian Loeb takes 4th.
Round 10 of the 2004 WRC saw the tarmac stages of Rallye Deutschland play host to one of the most dramatic events of the year so far. Peugeot's Marcus Gronholm was the first to be caught out by the slippery surface on the very first few corners of the rally. Game over on stage 1. After a blistering start behind the wheel of his Lancer, Danny Sola was the next WRC star to book an early ticket home. Teammate Gilles Panizzi fared no better and also had a fearsome coming together with the German scenery.
60 mètres, droite 90, petite corde. Je sais pas où on va là. Ça va? Ça va? C'est bon? Appelle.
Bruises and injured pride, but no serious damage done. Skoda had entrusted Roman Cresta with one of their Fabias. The young Czech ran as high as 5th overall before he too succumbed to the treacherous conditions. Championship leader Sebastian Loeb fired off into the stages in pursuit of a 3rd German win in as many years. Cool and as confident as ever, the Frenchman took charge at the top of the leaderboard as early as stage 2.
2, 1...
Defending world champion Petter Solberg came to Germany needing to score some big points. The Norwegian and co-driver Phil Mills would, however, leave empty-handed after this monumental crash. Cédric Robert finished a strong 5th on his debut for Peugeot. Not for the first time this year, Belgium's François Duval found himself in a battle royale with Carlos Sainz. The Ford ace was on a flyer, using all of the road and more. Duval drove his best rally to date, and he took 2nd place. Sainz guided his Zara home for his 3rd podium in 3 rallies, a commendable result considering the conditions. But the star of the show for the 3rd consecutive year was the man from just over the border in France. Sebastian Loeb had been immaculate from start to finish, much to the delight of his team. So a 5th win of the season for Loeb, the gap to 2nd place François Duval just under 30 seconds. So those 10 points for the win give Sebastian Loeb a commanding 29-point lead over Marco Martin in the Drivers' Championship. Carlos Sainz is 3rd, Petter Solberg drops to 4th.
Round 11 and another new event as the WRC took the teams to Asia and Japan. And this would be a special event for Subaru, competing in their home country. After a miserable run with 3 retirements in the last 3 events, Petter Solberg needed a good result and a vital confidence boost. And he set about doing this immediately, finishing day 1 in top spot with a lead of over 12 seconds. Day 2 and stage 13 would prove to be unlucky for Marcus Gronholm. Up to second and challenging for the lead, he was hit by the Peugeot gearbox gremlins. He was down to a single speed.
I have one gear. Which one? 3.
Ford's Francois Duval would be taking time to settle into a new routine, competing in Japan with Philippe Droven, standing in for regular co-driver Stefan Prevost, who had to return home following a family bereavement. Duval's rally ended when he failed to make it round this right-hander, a disappointing finish to a testing event for the Belgian. Fellow teammate Marco Martin's brand new set of pace notes weren't helping him at all, and he was not looking comfortable on the Japanese stages. Marco Martin had had little to shout about over the last 3 days, so his eventual third-place finish would come as a useful bonus. Meanwhile, Solberg had continued to accumulate stage wins and upped his lead to over a minute. Sebastian Loeb, who was never out of the top 3 and second on the final day, was claiming that he would push Petter Solberg all the way. But this moment suggested he was better off settling for second. A lucky escape. So nobody would be taking the headlines away from Petter Solberg. A win for Subaru in the first ever event in their home country.
Not a bad weekend, eh?
So happy, Phil. After Germany NBA back on top again.
Absolutely. Brilliant.
Solberg's eventual winning margin, 1 minute 13.3 seconds. In the Drivers' Championship, Sebastian Loeb has now notched up 84 points. Petter Solberg's victory here sees him move into second. And in the Manufacturers' Championship, Citroen's march towards a second title is looking unstoppable.
Wales Rally Great Britain has traditionally been the finale of the WRC season, but even though it was moved forward to September, it still provided plenty of drama. It was hoped the move in the calendar would make it dry and fast, but the early rally leader Sebastian Loeb was met by very typical Rally GB conditions. Loeb had built up a 20-second lead on the early stages, but an inspired display by Petter Solberg, winning the last 3 stages of day 1, saw him close to within 9 seconds of the Frenchman. Marcus Gronholm had looked like he was the man to challenge the dominance of Loeb and Solberg, but on day 2 the Peugeot transmission was giving him trouble again, and on stage 9, perhaps distracted by this, he hit a rock. The damage to his front right wheel would see him retire. Marco Martin was another who hoped to have a say in proceedings. He was certainly using all of the Welsh countryside, but could make little impact on the leading duo. Carlo Sainz was neat enough in his approach, but he would never be higher than 4th. Those who would not make it to the end included Daniel Carlson, who went off and out in stage 6, and Armin Schwartz, who rolled his Skoda on stage 7. That spray is the fire extinguisher going off. Back at the sharp end, day 2 was a mirror image of the first day. Loeb had the better of the morning stages, upping his lead to 15.5 seconds. But again, Solberg reeled him in. The gap at the end of the day, 7.3 seconds. Day 3 and Solberg set off to hunt down Loeb and deliver a 3rd successive Wales Rally GB title. And the early split suggested he could take the lead on the opening stage 16.
Right plus half long repeated. Into flat 36 left minus, keep in. Into 6 right plus. 16. Keep right to the crest.
That could have been very costly. But as it was, it would only cost him the chance to take the lead. Loeb beat him by 1.3 seconds. But the Norwegian remained unruffled. And his response was immediate. He beat Loeb by 5.1 seconds on stage 17 to reduce the Frenchman's lead to just 3.5 seconds. But he was complaining of a problem to the car which was diagnosed as a loose wheel bearing, the possible effects of which are outlined by Petter.
The wheel can fall off, that's one thing, and it's very hard in the steering, and it starts to vibrate on the brakes, so not good.
So was this the end of his challenge? On stage 18, with only a run through the Cardiff Super Special to come, Loeb's split time suggested he'd regained the initiative, but he'd have to cut out moments like that to keep ahead of Solberg. Solberg appeared to be giving it everything and posted a time of 15 minutes, 6.7 seconds through Margam Park. Loeb, remember, had been up at the midway split. But his time as he crossed the finish line was more than 9 seconds slower. An amazing performance by Solberg. This put him in a lead which Loeb could do nothing about. For the third year running, Petter Solberg the winner in Wales, which made it a very sweet moment for his co-driver Phil Mills in his homeland.
Sardinia, the new location for Rally Italia. And it was a big change. Where the previous host event, San Remo, was a tarmac rally, Sardinia was gravel. And it was reported to be a rough car-braking surface, similar to that in Turkey and Cyprus. Petter Solberg came to Sardinia on the back of 2 wins and needing a third to keep him in the race for the Drivers' Championship. And it seemed that this was what he intended to do as he moved into a 30-second lead at the end of day 1. It looked like the battles to watch would be between Marcus Gronholm and championship leader Sebastian Loeb II, and that between Carlos Sainz and Marco Martin for 4th. Marcus Gronholm looked to be coming out on top in his battle until he was again struck by Peugeot's technical jinx. Not gearbox this time, but a blown turbo.
Full throttle and power, nothing happens.
Here he stops on stage 9 to discuss his problems with teammate Harry Rovanperä, who had retired due to gearbox problems. Gronholm would finish, but down in 7th place. The battle between Sainz and Martin was now over 3rd place, and there had been little to split them. At the end of stage 14, the first of the final day, they were amazingly dead level. On stage 15, Martin took the advantage, but only by 1.3 seconds. Stage 16, and he was looking to increase his advantage. But that smoke spelt trouble. Some leaking oil had started to burn, and on contact with the exhaust, the car was on fire. Rally over for Martin. Sainz now had a clear run for 3rd, and with Loeb having no reason to push, Solberg just needed to get home to record a 3rd successive win. The day 3 tests were regarded as the toughest, but this had been a mature performance from the Norwegian.
I'm really pleased. Really good fun. 3 in a row, and that's really incredible. Thank you very much.
Solberg's victory margin to Loeb over 2 minutes. But more importantly, the championship race was still alive, but only just.
Corsica is the birthplace of Napoleon, and Sebastian Loeb is another Frenchman looking to go down in history. Leading the championship by 26 points, the Frenchman is virtually unstoppable. The only man who could catch him is reigning world champion Petter Solberg. Last year's winner here, Petter, got off to a slow start on the Mediterranean island. Dry asphalt meant his Pirellis, better in wet conditions, cost him time against the other drivers with Michelins. The rain did come though, and on stage 5, Cédric Robert came across a large patch of standing water with devastating results. Next on stage were Marcus Gronholm and Carlos Sainz, who were slowed by the stricken Peugeot, and later given nominal times for the stage. Marcus later vented his frustration with the unpredictable conditions.
This is not really nice. I mean, it's heavy rain and slippery and oof. I hate these conditions, really.
But it was the Ford team who had their setup and handling perfectly adjusted for the thousands of Corsican corners. Duval and Martin were swapping the lead on almost every stage in a battle that saw the 2 drivers pushing their cars and themselves to the limit. This fire in Marco Martin's car didn't slow the Estonian in his struggle for the lead. He managed to keep going and set the fastest time despite the flames. But François Duval wasn't so fortunate. On stage 9, his Ford engine gave out. That retirement meant that Citroën were guaranteed the manufacturer's title, and with Loeb in second, he was looking good to take the Drivers' Championship. Marco Martin, though, won the rally, his first win since Mexico, and he was clearly pleased with himself, despite knowing all the headlines would be about Sebastian Loeb.
I think it's a great result to win on tarmac. It's first time for me, so that was one of my dreams, to win on tarmac, and Corsica is the right place to do it.
But for Citroën, their man had done them proud. A Frenchman winning the title with a French team on home soil.
Congratulations, Sebastian Loeb, you are 2004 World Rally Champion.
Yes, it's incredible to say that that I'm world champion. It sounds very nice, but it's strange. But I'm very happy.
108 points confirm Sebastian Loeb as the 2004 World Drivers' Champion. And in the Manufacturers' Championship, Citroën have clinched it, 51 points ahead of their closest rival, Ford.
Sebastian Loeb may have arrived in Spain for the Rally Catalunya as the new world champion, but it was Carlos Sainz who was the main attraction, announcing he'd retire at the end of the season. So, for the home crowd, one last chance to see him in action. But it was Loeb who was making the headlines when the rally began. He was locked in a two-way battle with Marco Martin as he sought to equal the record of 6 wins in a season held by his countryman Didier Auriol. But for only the second time this season, Loeb would fail to complete a rally, and the reason would be the same as his previous retirement in Mexico. That impact cracked the sump guard, which allowed oil to drain from the car. Also having a rally to forget was Petter Solberg. He was also on 5 wins for the season, but was destined to stay on that figure. Like in the previous round in Corsica, the Subaru-Pirelli combination would pay no dividends on the tarmac. The leading Subaru would be that of French privateer Stéphane Sarrazin, his Michelin tyres being more than equal to the task. He would eventually finish 4th in what was only his 3rd WRC event. Following Loeb's demise, it was the Ford Focus of Marco Martin that was left in a comfortable lead. Teammate Francois Duval was also in the mix, until his rally came to a premature end on day 1, when he broke his suspension. Marcus Grönholm has been no stranger to mechanical failure this season, but his Peugeot is having a good run for once, as he battled with Carlos Sainz for 2nd place. The final day would be all about celebration for different reasons. Carlos Sainz giving his thousands of fans a farewell wave on his way to 3rd place. Marcus Grönholm, no gearbox problems and a best ever finish on tarmac. While Marco Martin was on his way to a 2nd consecutive WRC win. There were some nervous moments over the final stages when he reported a misfire, but he got home without problems. The Estonian was certainly finishing the season with a flourish. Martin's winning margin, 23.2 seconds, and the 10 points he earns for that win puts him just 3 points behind Petter Solberg in the race for 2nd place in the Drivers' Championship.
Western Australia played host to the final event of the year. Known as a tough, unforgiving rally, the drama began before the event even started. After an accident during recce, Carlos Sainz was advised to withdraw from his last ever rally due to a back injury.
My last rally was Catalunya, so I think I must be some way happy that I finished in a podium, I finished in my country.
On the Super Special on Thursday night, Marco Martin's Ford's engine blew.
Oh, what's that? It's on 3 cylinders, isn't it?
He made it to the end of the stage. Repairs were attempted in Friday morning service, but it couldn't be fixed.
That's the last rally for Ford, so it would have been nice to have a good end of the season here, but it's not really happening, so we have to take it as we won the last 2 rallies we actually managed to drive, so with a team, so it's okay.
Petter Solberg was looking to end the season in style. and was in second place on day one.
6 left plus of a small crest, slow 30, line into neat, 2 right tightens, cut. 20. Cut, 5 left, keep in, and line into 2 right. 30, keep right of a crest, and 1 left up, tightens.
But he would go no further after this off.
What was that then? He lost the steering.
What was that?
I don't know.
With a rock on the inside and the steering joint broke. That's all, nothing else special, and he just went off on the left side, so too bad, too bad.
Marcus Gronholm had been leading from stage 1, but on the second day his season came to an early end when he went off the road, smashing into this tree.
We have hit a tree at 3.3 kilometers and we cannot restart the car.
Yeah, I came maybe a little bit too fast to the corner, but for me, no. I did the same stage yesterday. And there was smaller ruts now, and we had a compression, and it moved the front, and I was out of the line.
Gronholm's exit handed the lead to Sebastian Loeb. He was looking at a record-equalling 6th win of the season. But he would need to avoid moments like that. Harry Rovanperä was having a good run and lying second in his last event for Peugeot. But he nearly threw it away with this off on stage 11. He did, though, keep that second place to the finish. Francois Duval was lying third and looking for his 5th podium of the year. Despite this overshoot on stage 14.
C'est pas grave du tout. Vas-y. À gauche, attention, on voit pas. Ouvre et frein glissant pour gauche 40 large.
Restarting the rally under Super Rally rules, Marcus Gronholm would wish he hadn't on stage 24. He learns you shouldn't remove your safety harness when upside down. A shame for the mechanics who'd worked all night to get the car ready to return to action.
Ei siinä, Timppa, takaakin.
But Loeb was the man in charge and brought his Citroën home unscathed. A mature drive ensured he would be on the podium for the 12th time this season. Rally winner and championship winner, a perfect season for Sebastian Loeb.
Sebastian, 2004 World Rally champion and 6 victories this year. It's been a very, very good year for you.
Yeah, I think it couldn't be better. We equal the record of the number of victory. We are world champion, 6 victories, 6 second places, so perfect season for me.
Second place in the World Championship behind Loeb is, you know, it's good.
What's been the high point this year for you?
All the 3 wins in a row, where everything worked absolutely perfect, and we had a very, very good lead on all of them.
Harry, 2004 has been a pretty difficult year for you, but a very good result at the end.
No, that is very nice. Now it's really first time is car working all the 3 days. No any problems, and result is good. Now it's completely 4 years with the Peso, and that is last rally for me in the team. Is a nice finish like that.
How do you look back on this season? Because you've really seemed to have matured as a driver and lots of good finishes.
Yes, sure. It's quite very good. Some 5 podium maybe this year. It's quite important for me and for the future.
And the future, is it with Ford?
I don't know. I don't know.
So, confirmation of the result from Australia. Loeb winning, Rovanperä second and Duval third. Another 10 points for Sebastian Loeb to make his winning margin in the Drivers' Championship even more convincing. Petter Solberg could console himself with second.
Petter Solberg retired on stage 4 of Rally Finland, but continued to drive the stages under the Super Rally rule. On Onimpoja, he was free to go for the stage record set by Colin McRae of 15 minutes 25.1 seconds in 2003.
3, 2, 1. Go. 5 left bus opens 20, flat 6 right bus of a crest, opens 150. Line into 5 left minus half long of a crest, tightens early minus of a crest, opens 40. Cut 4 left minus half long, opens 50. Early short flat 5 right bus, opens 120. Keep right of a small crest, early 6 left plus of a crest, half long, keep in. Into 6 right plus of a crest, opens 50. Caution, tightens 5 minus of a jump. Opens to 6 left plus of a jump, 40. Line into 5 right half long, tightens of a jump, opens 50. Keep left of a crest into flat, 6 right plus of a small, opens of a small jump, keep in 60, 6 left 40, keep middle of a crest and jump 40, 6 right plus, opens 40, keep right of a crest and line into 4 left minus, tightens 3, opens, flat right of a crest, 40, 6 left, opens of a jump, opens slow, keep left of a big jump, 80. Keep left of a crest and cut early, 6 right plus, keep in, into short, 6 left, to keep left of a crest and slow, 6 right minus, keep in, and 6 left plus of a crest, keep in, don't cut, 6 right minus, keep in, to short, 5 left plus of a crest, 50, slow line into 6 right plus, keep in of a jump, 20, line into 5 left plus of a jump, opens half long, tightens, keep in, to neat to early, 5 right plus of a crest, opens 40, line into 5 right minus of a crest, long tightens, 3 plus, 40, keep left of a crest, 20, short 5 right tightens, into 6 left plus, don't cut, to keep flat right of a crest, to 6 left plus 40, caution, keep middle of it, big jump 5, 150. Slow, keep right of a jump, 60, early 6 left plus, 30, 6 right plus, opens to keep left of a jump, into 6 right minus half long, to slow, keep right of a long crest, into neat 4 left plus, tightens short of a crest. 40, 6 right half long, keep very in of a jump and line into 5 left long, tightens 4 minus tightens, opens 30, keep left of a crest into 5 right half long, tightens a bit and opens extra long of a crest, tightens, opens 40, keep out, into 4 left minus long, tightens, keep very in of a crest, opens 150. Slow, keep left, into 6 right plus of a jump half long, don't cut, 50. Early 4 left plus, half long, tightens of a crest, opens half long, and slow line into 6 right minus of a crest, long, tightens, cut, 4 minus, half long, opens of a crest, 80. Small line into small cut, 5 right plus, half long, keep in of a crest, opens flat, over crest, 100. Keep left to flat crest, 60. Keep middle of a 2 crests, 150. Line into flat, 6 right plus, keep in 40. Keep right of a big jump, 40. Keep right of a crest, 60. 6 left plus, 150. 6 left plus 40, small crest, 100. Flat right of a crest, 40, small crest, 80. Keep right to crest, and deep 6 left plus half long, keep into crest. Into flat, 6 right plus of a jump maybe, opens to keep left of a crest, 40. Keep left of a crest to flat, 6 right plus long, opens flat of a crest, 100. Flat 6 left plus over small jump, 80. keep right of an extra long crest into flat 6 left plus of a crest, 80, line into neat cut short, 6 left minus, opens 80, keep left of a jump 40, line into 6 right minus half long, tightens of a crest, opens 80, flat right of a long crest, 80. Keep right of a crest and caution, 6 left plus long, opens 60, 4 left minus half long, tightens 2 plus, opens ditch outside, 60. Flat right of a crest, 50. Flat left of a small jump, 150. Keep left of a long crest and neat early 6 right minus, tightens, opens half long, tightens neat 5 minus, half long of a crest, opens 6 left plus of a crest, opens half long to keep right of a crest, to flat right of a long crest, 60, slow line into 5 left minus of a crest, half long, tightens early 4. To keep right of a long crest into 6 left plus, opens keep in of a jump, 40, line into 3 right plus, tightens early. Opens 30, keep flat left of a crest, into flat 6 right plus, 80, slow keep right of a long crest, into 4 left plus, long tightens 3 plus, tightens. Flat 6 right minus, keep in. To caution, line into 6 left plus, long tightens, keep in of a big jump, 40, line into don't cut early, 5 right plus, long and tightens, open 60, flat 6 right, minus 60, keep left into early 6 right, keep in of a crest, 60, slow, keep right of a crest, 40, line into 4 left minus half long, tightens, opens to flat crest, 60, keep left of a crest, into 6 right plus, opens long, tightens short, opens flat of a crest, 40, keep left of a crest, 60, slow, narrow, line into early 6 right plus long, keep early in of a crest, 30, don't cut narrow, short, 6 left, keep in of a crest, 60, 6 left plus, opens extra long, tightens, keep early in of a crest, 60, slow line into 6 right minus, tightens of a jump, 60, line into 6 left plus, of a crest, opens to keep left of a crest, caution 40, keep left of a big jump 5, 30, early shot 5 right, long and flat left of a jump 60, keep right of a long crest 80, slow line to 5 left plus of a jump half long of a crest 40, double caution 6 right plus, long and opens half long of a crest 40, 6 left plus of a big jump 4, to keep left of a jump and line into 6 right minus, half long tightens, open slow 40, line into 6 left minus, of a crest long, keep in of a crest 40, turn cut short, hairpin left. Gets faster now, flat 6 right plus of a crest, 60, flat 6 left plus long, keep in of a crest, 50, flat 6 right plus of a crest, 60, flat right of a long crest, 40, keep right of a crest, 40, line into 6 left, extra long, opens, keep very in of a crest, 40, slow line into neat early 5 right plus of a crest, opens 60, line into 6 left minus, half long, keep in of a crest, 40, early 6 right minus, opens flat of a crest, 60, flat crest, 60, flat crest, 200, slow line into early 6 right minus, half long, opens 60, flat 6 left plus, half long, opens of a small crest, 150, 6 right plus, opens 80, line into flat 6 right plus, keep in of a small jump, 60, 6 left plus of a crest, opens 60, 6 left minus of a crest, half long, 50, slow neat, early 6 right minus of a crest, opens half long at gap, 100, keep middle of a jump, 40, to keep right of a jump, 60, keep right into early 6 left plus of a crest, opens long, to keep left of a crest, 60, line into 6 right, half long of a crest, tightens early, opens 80, keep right of a small jump, we're minus 3, 30 short, 6 left, 60, crest, 80, keep right of a crest, 30, neat, 6 left minus, opens 80.